I'd like to talk to you today about successful turnaround strategies, how to ensure that your turnaround plan will actually work and that you can build a business that is actually sustainable. This is not just about putting the company back on the shelf because the shelf might be broken. It's making sure that we actually build a business that we can take forward and that will grow and will be, as I've said, sustainable. Turnaround always needs three things, in my view: management, time, and money. And perhaps the most critical of all these is money. In most cases where I've been involved in a turnaround, money is normally involved. That does not necessarily mean that we need to refinance a business. It's quite often finding the finance within the business itself by better cash management, cash control, or by doing some more creative things in terms of how we manage our cash. It involves some downsizing, of course, but it involves some upsizing, and it involves looking at where we actually make our profits, where we make our margins. And quite often when I go into a company, I find that directors don't know where the profits are being made. So sometimes by rationalization of our product range, we can actually enhance our margins and improve our cash flow by looking at the way we manage our processes, by reducing the time from order to cash in the bank. We can actually improve cash flow again. So there are many, many things we can do to actually improve our financial status. You do not necessarily have to go outside for funding. In some cases, that isn't necessary. In some cases, that is helpful and it will add value to what we are trying to do internally. The second thing is management. Now, can management turn around the business themselves, do it by themselves without intervention from a third party? Well, as a consultant, I would probably be tempted to say, no, they can't. You need the expertise and help of a operational turnaround consultant like myself and others at NMS Consulting. In reality, directors can turn around a business if they have the experience in doing that, if they have the right skill set, if they can be creative, if they can think outside the box, if they can do those things. Usually when I go into a company to do a turnaround, a significant turnaround, I don't act as an advisor. I take a position on the board. I might lead the company. I might act as a CEO, acting CEO, or take a company's house position. In other words, be a legal director. In all cases, I would be a shadow director. You cannot turn around a company in an advisory capacity. So in terms of management, I would suggest that it's a combination of both internal management and sometimes using people like me, operational consultants, who will come in and be very much hands-on, working with the team, either to lead the team or add value to the team, but in an executive capacity. That is the only way that it works. Third element is time. You cannot turn around a company in 5 minutes. Some people will tell you that they can turn it around quite quickly, but they're normally talking about a financial reconstruction. And that sometimes means banging the company into administration, sacking half the staff, getting rid of half the assets, and then selling the business to a competitor or to another investor. That is not a turnaround, and that's a disposal. So we need time to actually do it properly, to consolidate changes that we've made. And that can be anything from a few months or to 1 or 2 years. Normally, I'd expect a company to be back in positive cash flow within 3 to 6 months, or depending upon the severity of the situation. So, recapping, 3 things we need to turn around a business. We need to look at the finances, the way we manage the cash. We need to ensure we've got the right team there. That might need some external intervention, and we need to give ourselves the time to do it. And when I say about time, that also means time with the management team, getting away from the day job and putting time into this effort to turn around the business itself. And lastly, as I've said on this slide here, financial recovery, financial reconstruction does not work in the long term if you want to turn around your business. So, having done all these things, we should hopefully be able to go forward quite smoothly towards a sustainable future. If you'd like to have a confidential conversation, please contact me at any time. Thank you.